Welcome to your prenatal practice. And we'll get started as always with just a nice seated meditation. So you can let your hands come to rest on your thighs and just take a few moments to close the eyes. I'd love for you to spend a moment or two longer in meditation this morning, just really going through the physical body. Feeling any little bits of tension, or on the flip side, feeling little bits of joy in your body. It's places that are really calling out to you right now. And to feel as though in the moment right now, we're really trying to utilize the breath as a tool to go into all of the physical parts of your body, and to feel as though this breath is like a tool of massage. It's just going in and gently touching and moving around some energy in the body in any of the places that have been feeling a little bit tight or stagnant or stale. And then begin to check in and consult the heart and the mind, and just asking yourself, what do I need from my practice right now? Whatever comes up, if anything comes up, let's just be wise enough to place that intention, that need, right at the forefront of the mind, so that every breath that we take and every movement that we make can really be fuel to the intention. Let's take a nice, slow, full breath in through the nose. And then just open the mouth and let a big side breath come out. You can open your eyes for a moment to just see what we're doing next. And then as we get going, I'll encourage you to close the eyes. But I'm going to have you bring your arms out to like a goalpost or a cactus-like shape. And we'll do a bit of a reaching exercise. So with your right arm, you're just reaching up like you're grabbing something from the top shelf, and then make a fist and just pull laterally down. So you're feeling kind of muscular as the arm pulls down. And then same, you reach out with the left, make a fist, and just laterally pull down. So close the eyes now that you know the rhythm, and we're just going to move from right to left. The inhale will be for the reaching, and the exhale will be for that lateral pulling down. Just really starting to feel that your upper back muscles are starting to become a bit more conscious or more engaged. Finding real effort as the shoulders start moving down away from the ears, and that the shoulder tips start moving slightly closer towards each other, so that we can feel like there is more space in the chest. Maybe even in the moment you come back to the intention, what do I need? And feel like right now you're reaching for that very thing that you're in need of. Really even trying to work more patience, being home with my family as much as I love them so much. It can really start to wear on me this lack of alone time, needing a lot more patience in my day. So it's been my growing intention to try to just be more present and more patient and more joyous in the opportunities and the moments that I'm given. Whatever it is that you are in need of right now, just really feel that you're finding that. You're reaching for it and you're pulling it right in. Let's go one more each side, right and left. And then we're going to reach both of the arms up and hook your thumbs together and feel as though you have a bit of a tug of war. You're pulling your arms apart. Let your eyes look slightly skyward and just feel that upper back open up. And then let's bend the elbows and release the hands as they come down. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. If you're feeling very pelvic right now, which unfortunately towards the end of time or even middle to end of time, it can feel that way, you may want to use blocks if you have them to bank the knees. We'll take a couple of pelvic rocks, just inhaling as your chest and chin move forward, and then exhaling as you hug those ankles and round your body back. Just dome around your belly. And continue this slow rocking motion, inhaling forward and exhaling back. Can you just continue with this rocking motion, closing the eyes and feeling right now that we're really practicing this ebb and flow. We're practicing our ability to stay calm and confident and neutral in our energy through all the ebbs and flows that the day can bring. There's a lot going on, especially when you're pregnant. There's quite a surge of hormones, and it can cause a lot of things that already feel like they're stressful to feel even more stressful for you. And it's important that we're sort of developing these healthy tools and coping mechanisms with our breath and our mind to really give ourselves permission to just take it moment to moment, breath to breath, reminding ourselves of the importance of our presence and our ability to go with the flow and just ride the ups and downs. We'll take one more. And then come through the center, just an easy side bend. Right hand will come down, left arm is gonna arch all the way up and over as you look underneath your arm. And then just switching, hand will come down, up and over, looking underneath that right arm. And then back through the center. Let's cross the ankles just to keep the pelvis happy first. If you have blocks, you may want to put them underneath your palms as you transition to the hands and the knees. From the hands and the knees, we'll take just a few, about 3 hip circles in each direction. So just start to move your hips in a big, fluid, watery fashion. More than anything, just calling upon some lighter energy in the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum. And again, about 3 big circles in the other direction. Good. And then coming back to a still place. And from here, we'll take a couple of cat-cow meets down dog. So take an in-breath as your chest reaches forward. And exhale as you round and dome your back. Inhale as the heart pulls forward. And then exhale as you tuck your toes, lift your hips, and come to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, lift high to the balls of the feet. And exhale, nice heavy heels. Gently ease your knees down, flatten the feet. We'll go twice more. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round and dome your back. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. An in-breath lifts the heels. Out breath, nice heavy heels. Last set, knees down. Flatten the feet, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, heart forward, and tuck the toes. Last one, downward facing dog. Inhale, high heels. Exhale, heavy heels. For a moment here, I want you to take your feet and widen them all the way out to the edges of your mat. And then when you get there, if you're on blocks like me, walking your hands to the edges of the block so the heel of your hand gets a little bit of pressure. And then just start to move your hips from side to side, really accessing the inner and outer portions of your hips. These areas are really connected to the well-being of your low back and your hips. Almost like you move to the side and you just sort of like bounce your hips and then move to the other side and bounce your hips. One more in each direction. And then back through the center. Heel toe your feet one step closer together for your knees' sake, and then let's lower the knees down to the ground. From here, we'll step our right foot forward. I'll slide the left knee back just a little bit, and then come on up into a low lunge position. In the low lunge position, we bend into the front knee enough to feel that stretch move down the front of your hip, and then let your arms reach all the way up. And then just like we did earlier, I want you to hook your thumbs together and feel like you're trying to pull your thumbs away from each other. And then connect to the inner thighs. So much gets loose in your hips in pregnancy. So I want you to sort of redefine that a little bit by hugging the inner thighs to the center. And then just let your heart look up towards the sky again as you pull the thumbs apart. You may find that sort of threatens the balance a little bit. So try to feel yourself hugging muscle to bone. Take one more breath. Good. And then go ahead and release your hands. Bring them down onto the earth or onto the blocks. You'll take your right foot off your mat all the way out to the side of that gate shape. Leave your left palm down and let your right arm just reach up to the sky. Nothing more than a beautiful opening across your chest, an opening in your hip for the low back sake. And then place the hand down and place the knee down. And then just switch. Bring your left foot forward to find the top of your mat. Right to the edge of the mat will give your baby the most space. Right knee slides back and you'll come on up into that low lunge position. As your arms reach up, if you can remember to hook your thumbs the opposite direction so the other one comes on top, and then feel that you're really pulling those thumbs away from each other. You bend into your front knee, and the action is to really feel that your inner thighs are helping your pubic bone to sort of stay a little bit more connected and controlled here. And then challenge the balance by letting your eyes look up and just deepen the breath. Strengthening the back body to support all the weight that's growing on the front body. Let's go ahead and release. We'll bring our hands down, and same as before, take your left foot off your mat, bring it all the way out to the side. The right palm will stay down and your left arm is going to open up. And just feel the shoulders pull back so there's lots of space across your chest and your belly. One more. And let's bring the hand down to the block. Bring the knee down. And then from here, we're going to take just about 3 step ups. So starting to warm the hips up a little bit. So let's take our right foot forward, toes slightly turned to the side. Left toes forward, toes slightly turned to the side. With strong legs and a strong back, reach up, arms come up. Exhale, just pause in a high half squat. Push your feet down, rise to stand, arms up. And then let's come all the way down. Hands returning to the blocks or to the earth. Bring your right knee down and then bring your left knee down. Take an inhale, pull your heart space forward with cow. Exhale, round your back with cat. Come back to the center. We switch, step the left foot forward, step the right foot forward. Strong legs, strong back, strong butt. Rise, arms up. Pause in a high half squat. push through the feet. Inhale, rise to stand. And let your hands come all the way down. Left knee comes down. Right knee comes down. Inhale, heart forward for cow. Exhale, round the back for cat. That's one full set. We're going to take two more. Right foot forward, left foot forward. Rise strong, arms up. Exhale, high half squat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, all the way, hands down. Right knee down, left knee down. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round and dome your back. Back to neutral, left foot forward, right foot forward. Heavy feet, rise on up. Exhale, high half squat. Inhale, push to rise and stand. All the way, hands down. Left knee down, right knee down. Cow and cat, inhaling and exhaling. We have one more set. Right foot forward, then left foot forward. Push down, rise to stand. High half squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, all the way down. Right knee down, left knee down. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Back to neutral. Last set, or last one, left forward, right forward. Let's rise. High half squat. Rise. And all the way down. Left knee down, right knee down. And then this time I want you to tuck your toes behind you and take that seat back on top of your heels, giving the soles of your feet a good deep stretch. Let's turn the palms to face up. Close the eyes. And just slow the rhythm of your heart down. Coming into this full consciousness of breath. Feeling the beautiful effects of a calm breath on a heated body. Using the breath to override any sensations that you may not be enjoying in the soles of your feet. One more. And let's go ahead and release. Come back to the hands and the knees. Flatten through the tops of the feet. Let's take one of my favorite dances, and you're going to really open the chest quite a bit with this. So your right foot comes all the way off your mat over to the left side. And you want the whole sole of your foot to plant down. And then your right arm just takes this big sweeping circle. As the hand comes down, the knee comes down, and you switch. The left foot comes off your mat over to the right side. The sole of the foot is flat, and your left arm makes a big circle. Hand comes down, knee comes down. And we're just going to move in this dance-like shape a few times, right and left. I want you just to really be aware that there's a lot of, how can I say, it's not quite strength, it's, I guess, refinement, stabilization is probably the best word, in your hips and your pelvis while you're here, both on the front side and the back side. So making sure that as the foot comes off the mat, that you're really pressing heavily through the sole of the foot. So it feels like the leg ignites, and it's that strengthening through your leg that really begins to stabilize the hip and the pelvic muscles. And then of course, you're just feeling this nice yummy big circle in your chest, just eliminating any tightness or tension that you may have been holding on to there. Let's just enjoy a few more each side. Going nice and slow, reminding yourself that there's no hurry whatsoever. Last set, both right and left. Finishing to the left side. And then let's pause on the knees. You'll let them come out a little bit wider than hips distance, enough for your baby to have plenty of space. And as you come back to rest in child's pose, if you have a block, absolutely bring it with you, bringing your elbows down on it and building a shelf for your forehead. If you don't, you can place your elbows on the ground. If that's not working for you, you can even just stretch your hands straight out in front of you these days as well. I just want more than anything the widening through the thighs and the heaviness of the sit bones, and just making sure that there's plenty of room for your baby between your thighs. Last breath, just fill up your whole back body with breath. All right, let's go ahead and rise back up to the hands and the knees. If you've got blocks, you may want to use them. Not necessary by any means. We're going to come to downward facing dog. Again, make sure that your feet have a lot of space for your baby. We'll take just one breath here. And then start to bend the knees any amount as you crawl to the back of the mat with your hands. They come onto the thighs and just start coming up to straight arms, and we'll pause for a moment in this shape. So your hands are on your thighs. There's a little bend in the knees full of support. We'll take a standing cat and cow. So an inhale as you pull your chest forward and almost feel like you're spreading your butt cheeks apart. And then an exhale as you round your spine and feel like you're clenching them slightly together. So in this way, you're just sort of massaging your SI joint or the sacral iliac joint, that big joint in your low back that has a lot of pressure on it currently. Let's go 3 more like this. Inhaling, just a very slow, rocking open of the pelvis. Changes quite significantly in a standing shape rather than hands and knees or seated. One more, inhaling and exhaling. All right, let's rise up. Arms can reach up. Hands come down to the center of the heart. If you have a blanket, let's fold it in half, but then just move it to the side. We'll get to that in a little bit. Otherwise, I want to have you just standing in mountain pose, Tadasana. And you'll start first just closing the eyes, turning the palms forward, and taking a few moments to just make that adjustment to your upright body. This is about you finding balance with the eyes closed, calling upon all 4 corners of your nice solid feet rooted to the earth. But to lift a little bit more through the arches of the feet to engage the thighs. Recognize how much extra weight your feet and your knees are carrying currently. How much stronger your thighs need to become, why it's so normal and natural for your butt to be getting bigger right now. It's all in support of this growing baby and growing belly. So the shoulders pull back to really strengthen and make space in your upper back. Now begin to really trust the weight in the sole of your right foot as you blink your eyes open. You'll begin by just taking the hands onto your hips for starters and begin shifting the weight over into the sole of your right foot. Then I'm going to have you bring your arms up and you're going to interlace all but your pointer fingers for steeple mudra, arms reach up. So as the right foot begins to really hold majority of the weight, you'll start first with just a little lean, enough that you feel some extra space in the side of your waist. And then you can take your toe out to the side And just tap the toe down. And maybe that feels like enough of a balance challenge for you right now. Or maybe you want to see about lifting the toes up off of the earth and pressing down through the heel of the foot so that you feel your thigh get a bit stronger, your side body get a bit stronger, and you're really balancing here. You're required a lot of muscle hugging to bone in order for you to stay upright like this. The side of our body is an important place that needs to be full of strength as the front gets so much bigger and heavier. That's plenty for us. Bring the foot down to the ground. Keep the arms up, even if they're tired. Reach up. Start to shift the weight in the opposite direction. Put a lot of support into the sole of your foot. And then just take step one of the foot coming out to the side with the toe down. Feel yourself push down only to reach taller, and then potentially see about flexing the foot and lifting the toes up off of the ground. Notice what naturally feels weak right now and where you could hug more muscle to bone to find that stability and strength in the side of your waist. One more breath will do it. And then come back to the center, place the foot down, inhale, grow a bit taller, and then exhale, let your hands just float all the way down. So we're gonna warm up the thighs a little bit more with a different variation of squats. I call them block squats. So if you have, no, they're not called block squats. They're called Tadasana squats or mountain squats. So if you have a block, that would be great. If you don't have a block, that's great too. You'll just sort of hold an imaginary one. And let's walk all the way to one side of your mat. Call it the back of your mat. And your feet are going to be about a hip's distance apart. That's going to be our start point. And if you have the block, you'll place it between the inner palms. If you don't, just imagine that you're holding a block with your hands. We'll take an inhale and let our arms reach to the sky. And then an exhale, slowly go ahead and float your hands back down. I'm gonna try that again. We take an inhale, let your arms reach up. Take an exhale as your foot steps to the middle of the mat, and you're gonna bend your knees and draw the block or your hands forward and down. Then inhale as you rise, and then step to the middle of your mat and draw your hands forward and down. Inhale as the block rises. Take a step to the top of the mat, bend your knees, and draw your hands down. Inhale as your arms rise. Step to the top of the mat and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Hands come down. Inhale as your arms rise. Step to the middle of the mat again. Bend your knees and bring your hands down through your squat. Inhale as your arms rise. Step to the middle of the mat and lower your hands down. Inhale, slow and steady, arms up. Step to the back of the mat. Take your deep squat. Inhale, arms up. Step to the back of the mat, Tadasana, hands lower. We're gonna flow like this. Inhale, arms up. To the middle of the mat, you take your squat. Inhale, arms up. Middle of the mat, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Listen to long breaths to the top of the mat squat. Inhale, arms up. To the top of the mat, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Middle of the mat squat. Inhale, arms up. Middle of the mat, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Back of the mat squat. Inhale, arms up. Back of the mat, Tadasana. We're gonna go one more full set, walking up and down. Inhale, arms up. Middle of the mat, take your squat. Inhale up. Middle of the mat, Tadasana. Full breaths. Inhale. Step to the top, squat, exhale. Inhale, arms up. To the top, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. To the middle of the mat, exhale, squat. Inhale, arms up. Middle of the mat, Tadasana. Last squat, inhale, arms up. Step to the back, squat. Arms up. And to the back, Tadasana. If you happen to have a block, I would place it between the inner thighs as you just pause to rest. If you don't have a block, no worries. Just close your eyes and rest into Tadasana. Mountain pose is this very steady, stable pose. We come back to breath. We come back to sensation and feeling. Good. And let's go ahead and ease the eyes open. If you have the block between the inner thighs, go ahead and just move it out of your way. We're going to take our legs out through a straddle next. Find a straddle that works for you. You want it to be wide, but not too wide that it's causing strain on the inner groin by any means. And we're going to start with a little bit of a heart opener and twist for digestion in the body. Nice, safe twist. Just realizing that the bigger your baby gets, the harder it is for you to reach down and find your foot. So I'd say like third trimester, if you're tapping your thigh or your knee, that's plenty. You don't need to be coming all the way down if that no longer feels safe or comfortable for you. But on our in-breath, it's like you want to hook your heart up to the sky, feeling this beautiful heart opener. And then on the exhale, your right hand comes and taps whatever feels realistic these days. Inhale as your heart hooks up to the sky, and then exhale, tap. And you'll just follow your breath for a few moments, feeling this strong lift system in the heart. That action really works to strengthen your back muscles and open your heart to that intention that we placed at the beginning of your practice. And that twist is just for you to start feeling that there's more ease in your back and also a lot of digestion working through the gut and all of those digestive muscles that get pretty weak and sluggish in your pregnancy. Flow like this for just a few moments longer. Let's go one more each side. When you finish, we'll come back to the center. We're going to stick with that hooking of the thumbs. So reach your arms up, hook your thumbs, and pull up, look up, and feel like you're trying to pull those thumbs away from each other. How long and strong can your beautiful back get? Bend the elbows, release the hands. We'll take a warrior two, taking our right toes and turning them to the back of your mat. Take your left toes to follow a little bit so you feel that internal rotation of the back thigh. Bend into the front knee. And then from here, we'll take a little counting of our breath. So just take your palms and turn them to face up. Once we get going with the breath, I'll ask that you close your eyes. It's a variation of something called box breathing, which we're not going to hold our breath for that, but we still work to hold for the same count. So we're inhaling for the count of 3 or 4, and then you're turning your palms to face down and grounding yourself as you push down for the same number 3 or 4, okay? So once you get settled, close the eyes. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Just continuing slowly. Find the strength in your body and to find the calm within the breath. This counting and movement of hands is a beautiful technique that I have offered many laboring mothers. I myself, in my second delivery, found great peace and solace, just feeling like it was possible for me to calm some of the energy that I was feeling at that time. Let's go one more. In for 4, out for 4. When you finish, open the eyes, place the hands on the hips, straighten the leg, turn and pivot the toes. From here, your hands are going to come to your low back, fingers facing down like you're hiding your elbows. Just puff the heart up a little bit. And then from there, start to tip forward. Let your hands just slide down your thighs, holding onto shins or ankles as you just take a bowing forward. And then with a bend in your knees, take your hands and let them slide back up your leg as you roll yourself back up. And we'll switch, drawing our toes to face forward now. Left toes forward, right toes angle in to follow. Bend the knees so that there's definitely strength and challenge in the leg, but there's longevity as well. We're able to be here for the long haul. Take those palms, once again, turn them up, get lost. See if potentially there's room to count to 5 this time, or if maybe you were counting to 3, you count to 4. So just closing the eyes as you inhale, you lift the palms. As you exhale, you ground the palms. In, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Continue like this. Your palms moving up and down, a symbolic gesture of you just riding the waves. You just being really present with all the ebbs and flows that the day, the practice, the journey can bring. Feeling the effects of this calming, energy moving practice. One more. Ease the eyes open, straighten the leg, turn and pivot. Same thing, hands behind you. Try to hide your elbows as your heart looks up. And let those hands slide down your legs as you fold forward. Tuck the chin in. Little bend in the knees, let the hands drag back up as you round and roll your spine all the way up to standing. And shoulders ease down your back. Let's heel and toe our feet back to the center. We're going to do a couple more things for the legs here. So first we'll do a standing dynamic breath with chairs. So it's an inhale as your arms reach up. Your legs need to be definitely wide enough to, again, make space for your baby. And as you exhale, it's like you're telling me to be quiet, loud and long. Inhale as your arms come up, and exhale. Keep going, in and out. Feeling the same effects of a calming breath, moving of energy, riding the ebbs and flows, but this breath feels like it has more power to it. It feels like it's more capable for you to move through more of the challenging aspects. Almost there. 3 more. Last one. Rise on up. Bring the hands to the heart. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. Just close your eyes. Feel that beat in your heart. Feel the breath calming that beat down. These moments of recognition that our breath is actually a real tool in anchoring our energy, of calming the central nervous system. It's really, really important to know on the days when you feel like things are spiraling out of control, when your fears are overriding your faith. We actually can come back to this steady space. All right, friends, let's ease our eyes open. One more thing for these legs. If you have your blanket, let's go ahead and fold it in half and build up that little support system for your heels. So if you do use a blanket, rounded edge facing forward is almost easier. If you don't have a blanket, you can always roll up the back of your mat and build like a little ramp for your heels. But squatting when you've got a lot of weight and pressure already on you can really aggravate the knees. So you just want to lift the heels up to support your arch a little bit more so. So your toes are going to come slightly out to the sides. We'll take an in breath as our arms reach all the way up. And then as you exhale, let the knees come wide as you just lower down through a nice deep pelvic squat. Coming back to that feeling that we did earlier is you just reach out with your right hand, make a fist and pull in. Reach out with your left hand, make a fist and pull in. And we're going to continue like this. Hands on the thighs, we round and roll to stand, arms up at the top, and we repeat slow and steady, lowering through our squat. Reaching with the right, gathering that intention, pulling it into the heart space, reaching with the left, gathering and pulling into the heart space, rounding and rolling back up. And I want us all to practice the power of affirmation as we move through the remaining squats. As you reach out, I mentioned mine was patient and present. So I reach out, I am patient. I reach out, I am present, and I round to roll back up. Whatever those intentions were uniquely to you at the beginning of this practice, allow yourself to use the power of words and affirmation now. So just draw that energy in, closing the eyes, getting lost in the positive words of affirmation as we flow. Take your time, each one slow and mindful. I want you to finish the one you're on, and you'll take two more from there. Don't rush at all, slow and steady. Full of words of affirmation. Got your last one here. All right, beauties, when you finish, just let your feet come flat. Last time in Tadasana, hand to heart, hand to babes. Cleansing breath from the mouth. Thank your body for its strength and its effort. Let's ease the eyes open. We'll come on back down to the ground, so you can leave the blanket as is or flatten it out a little bit more. If you have some water, let's take some time to hydrate your body. And we'll pause in a seat with the hands resting on your thighs, returning really to where we began the practice. And as you return to this familiar seat, just checking in with yourself. See how you've shown up for the practice, how you've shown up for yourself, how you've shown up for your baby. Take a few rounds of pelvic floor health. So working this familiar three-part system of grip and lift and release. So as you inhale, there's this feeling, imagining there's a blueberry sitting on your blanket and you're gripping the blueberry. The second is to feel as though you're lifting it all the way up off your blanket. And the third is to really release and relax without smushing the blueberry. You let go of the pelvic floor. So it's an inhale to grip and then to lift, and an exhale to release and allow all of that weight and pressure to settle, but gracefully. Grip, lift, release. See if it's possible for you to really identify with all three of these movements separately, and potentially even to linger for 1 second in each before returning to the next. Grip, lift, release. Just building up that mind-body connection to very important muscles, bringing blood flow, both strengthening and yet psychologically telling those muscles to release. That third component is actually more to prepare you for delivering, when it's possible for you to let go of all the strength and to allow your body to just open and allow your baby to emerge. That takes a great deal of letting go, of surrender. Surrender comes both in the physical body and in the mind. Take this 3 more times. Grip, lift, release. Take a breath in the nose and out the mouth as you just simply let it go. And ease the eyes open. Switch the crossing of the ankles. Draw your other one in front. We finish out the physical portion of the practice with the keep up exercise, one of the most important aspects. And today we're going to go heart healthy. So that means your middle finger and your thumbs make a little circle and your arms come out the height of the shoulders. And then you're simply going to begin to make some circles that are the size where you're saying roughly in the center or the realm of the heart. And then I just want you to close your eyes and give yourself this gift of really empowering your mind to ride the waves of change and challenge, and to come back to that reminder and that knowledge and that knowing that you are capable of enduring hardship. You are capable of sitting in the seat of challenge and not just going through the motions, but utilizing these inherent tools that we've all been giving to master this. And that is with breath, and that is with words of affirmation. So many times, more in the first birth experience that I had, I just said over and over, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. Everything in my mind was shouting, no, you can't, no, you can't, no, you can't. And I really had to override those words, those doubting, fearful thoughts, and replace them with these words of affirmation that knew my power, that knew my strength. As we endure the last few moments here, just really let yourself step into your power and to feel the sense of strength and awe and beauty as you move through a few more moments with breath. Hear the words, yes, I can. Hear the words, patient and calm, or whatever it is that you need to hear guiding you through. You can moan, you can groan, you can swear, you can cry, you can do whatever you need to do. I just ask that you keep up. We have last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's all. Arms up, seal your palms, and the hands draw down to the center of your heart. Take a goodbye breath in the nose. Open the mouth, it's over, be done with it. For a moment, interlace the fingers behind you. Pull the knuckles low, tuck the chin to your chest, and stretch your chest and shoulders. And then bring the gaze back to neutral. Let your arms wrap around your baby's home. And we close our eyes. We enjoy the last few moments together, just making that connection. Going inward and celebrating your body. Celebrating your growing baby. Beginning to sit and wonder who this little soul is. Noticing what parts of their personality and identity that you can already begin to feel. My second little baby is exactly in the flesh as he was in the belly. These moments of connection and meditation are about just opening up that stream of consciousness and that line of communication. The two are building this bond that will carry you through a lifetime. Thank you, baby, for choosing me. Thank you, body, for being so strong and supportive. Thank you, mind, for being so capable and so resilient. Really allow for that feeling of gratitude to come in and shine light on any shadow places. Take a nice full breath in your nose, out your mouth with a sigh. We'll Come to rest for our last few moments in Shavasana, allowing yourself to lay on the left-hand side. If there's any other way that you want to be comfortable, you have some pillows or something laying around you, please take the time to do that. Shavasana, or the rest component of your practice, is a very important one. We as humans either live in a state of fight or flight or rest and restore. And there is plenty in one's day that launches us into our fight and flight response system. And there is also plenty that brings us into rest and restore. Most often, these are things that we have to find ourselves, to open ourselves up to. I have been in the birthing world, a witness to many births for the last 12 years. And in every single birth, no matter how different it may be, the one consistent, the one steady, is that birth only unfolds when a woman is in rest and restore. It's that inability to quiet your mind, trust your body, and utilize your tools that puts you into fear. If you don't trust the rest and restore portion of yourself, everything tightens and clams up and leads you down the path of intervention. It is very important that right now, in however many more days, weeks, or months you have, that you are practicing ways to quiet your mind, to trust your body and your instincts, and to feel that sense of calm and rest and restore movement. This is how we birth peacefully. And I promise you that that's possible. So my friends, let us take a hand to heart and a hand to baby. Take a big cleansing breath in and a sigh that falls out. Once again, thank yourself for making time and showing up and doing the work. And I end with the word namaste, which means the divine in me. I feel, I see, and I greet the divine in each and every one of you. Peace and blessings, friends. Namaste.